One day in 2018, I came home from work and my family tried to talk to me. They wanted to find out if I had had a good day, how I was doing, and they simply wanted to chat. And rather than respond properly, I was rude. I gave them short, curt answers. My body language was both dismissive and annoyed, and if my memory serves me right, I walked away from them. After that interaction, I went into the bathroom, and as I showered, I cried. I cried because I felt an intense amount of guilt and anger and sadness because I had been very mean to people who I knew loved me dearly, and I had zero justification for my behavior. Hi, I'm Miranisa, and this is my visual journal. "2018 was one of the worst years of my life. I was facing a lot of stress at work, and it was one of the first years where I had to navigate on my own some very hard emotions like frustration, anger, anxiety, and even in some moments, depression. I was working in an organization that had very toxic culture, and there was a lot of backbiting and indirect bullying. The organization that I was working at was very youthful, so on the surface, they seemed to have a lot of good vibes. And so while I was at work, I tried to be fun and happy and professional. At the time, I was still trying to understand what it meant to be professional, but from everything I knew or thought I knew, being professional was almost emotionless, stiff, robot-like. And so during the day, I held everything in. But then, on the lonely bus ride back home, in a very uncomfortable trotro, seated by the driver's mate whose body odor was both the cause and cure for catarrh, all the negative emotions that I thought I had bottled up or sealed away would start to unravel. And by the time I got home, I was either angry or sad, and this resulted in me being unkind to the people I really cared about. It was not my proudest moment. Growing up in today's society, you learn to embrace and crave what is considered good feelings, positive feelings like happiness, enthusiasm, euphoria, and hope. And then you are taught to avoid any feelings that don't leave a smile on your face. In fact, if you can, get a full restraining order against sadness, anger, frustration. Don't feel them at all. Feeling them will only dampen the spirits of everyone else around you. And you don't want to do that, do you? I think that this way of life is wrong. All feelings are for feeling, even the hard ones. The sadness, the anger, the disgust, the fear, the annoyance. These are emotions that help us act in important situations. And emotions hold wisdom. They tell us when something is changing in our lives or needs our attention. Could you imagine living in a life where the only feeling you had was happiness? Happiness would lose all its weight, and it would just be a neutral feeling. If for nothing at all, sadness sets the stage for happiness. Honestly, before we got to my remake of Mean Girls in My Mother's House, my emotions had tried to warn me. It was subtle, like the sadness I would feel at the entrance of the office door before I walked in. And rather than acknowledging these very real feelings, I would whisper to myself some quotes like, "Today will be a great day," You choose to be happy. You're in control of your happiness, and even sometimes fake it until you make it. In hindsight, I wish I had paid attention to those subtle small emotions before they bloomed and escalated into fits of rage and puddles of depression. Because of the society that I grew up in, a society that encouraged me to only prioritize the good feelings, I not only invalidated my emotions, but I gaslighted myself. I manipulated myself into avoiding the feelings that I had. In 2020, the year of the pandemic, I randomly stumbled on an Instagram post and it said, "All feelings are for feeling." It was a very deeply moving statement for me. And I'm not sure what it was about the post, but I ended up thinking about it a lot. It seemed to shift my perspective on emotions. When I was planning this video, I repeated to myself, all feelings are for feeling. All feelings are for feeling. And I realized it sounded very much like all feelings are fulfilling. To fulfill means to satisfy a need or carry out a duty. And then it hit me. Everything that we have ever felt had a duty to carry out. Emotions prepare us for action, and emotions influence or motivate future behavior. I know for me, I have been driven to be better because of the times when I felt anger or sadness or embarrassment. Like in class 5, when I got 49% in my French exam, I made sure to study harder the next time, and it motivated me more than the time I got 82% on the same French exam. Because 49% made me sad and embarrassed, and I was content with 82%. Contentment really motivates us to do better. But due to my embarrassment and sadness, the next time I wrote an exam after getting 49%, I got 87%. As I grow in age and wisdom, I'm starting to understand now that because of all the tears that I ever shed, my appreciation for the moments where I was doubled over in laughter can only grow. And for every time I have felt lonely, I can now respect and honor the company of my family and my friends. I also know now that grief and sadness are setting the stage for joy and happiness. My feelings are the most human part of me. Feeling all of it makes me a much better person. I am kinder, more considerate and helpful because of it all, even the very hard emotions. All feelings are for feeling, and all feelings are fulfilling. If you've watched the video up to this point, thank you. It means so much to me. As a person who holds a lot of thoughts and is emotional and sensitive, it feels nice to have a creative outlet to bring all of the things that I've been holding to the surface, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you want more videos like this, please comment down below, and if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. If you're an old subscriber, welcome back. It's a pleasure to see you again. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment so that more people will start to see my videos.